We're here with Adam Payne, one of the USA Paraclimbers, and I was wondering, Adam, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you said, my name's Adam Payne. I've been climbing for about 8 years. I climb in New York City. I used to climb with the Untitled Climbing group. I now climb with the Park Cliffhangers, our better group. And see, I've been involved in park climbing since almost the beginning. Ronnie Dixon is one who was involved since the beginning. But it seems to have pulled back from park climbing a bit.
Adam, what first brought you to start climbing? How did you get into it?
Well, when I just graduated college, I was looking for a job, and I worked at an outdoor goods store, and they had to deal with the climbing gym. I'm very old. This was in the early '90s. They had to deal with one of the first climbing gyms opened in New Jersey. So I climbed there for a couple of months, and then my partner flaked on me. So I had to stop, and then I got diagnosed with dyslexia, and I took 15 years off. But in 2012, I came back because I met this person at EMS named Karima Betts. She was talking about her adaptive climbing group that she had started up. So I started climbing with them and got really hooked really fast. And that was it. Then I was off to the races. I just haven't stopped. I don't think I'm gonna stop either.
So you've talked about how you've just been absolutely hooked by climbing once you got introduced by it. And I was wondering if you could expand a little bit on how climbing has impacted you and how have you impacted the climbing community as well.
Well, climbing has impacted me in all sorts of really good subtle ways that I just probably don't even know about. It's made me a lot more vocal. I mean, I was always vocal, but I'm a lot more vocal. I've got my friend list has expanded. I've done things like starting up the internet site that I wouldn't have done before. And I'm thinking about this one example of how I've impacted climbing. Because I'm sponsored by Mad Rock Climbing. Mad Rock is a shoe company out in California. And so I get free shoes. It's great. But I guess it was 2 years ago. In 2018, we were supposed to go as a group to Tokyo for the World Championships, and the IFSC decided to change the World Championships for adaptive climbing from Tokyo to Branson, which was fine. And we had a great time in Branson, but we didn't get to climb with the pros, which is something we all look forward to. And I don't know if you know Maureen Beck, who she posted a online petition about how we need to go to Tokyo instead of Branson, and how important it was to come with the pros. And this was fine for a year, but not to make a habit of it. And she got people to listen, but I took her post and I reposted it on Matterhawk, and I got 250, 500 signatures. And she got 750,000, but I got 500 of them. So she's an North Face athlete. She has a lot more connections than me.
Yeah, that's still really impressive though.
Yeah, I think so.
Adam, what would you say is your favorite thing about the climbing community?
They're all so damn friendly. Everyone is just so friendly. And it's just, the freely shared beta, they'll tell you if you're doing something wrong, and they'll not only tell you if you're doing something wrong, they'll help you fix it.
What do you think is the biggest weakness in climbing, and how did you address it?
I wouldn't say that I've addressed it yet. we're trying to address it, but the level of competition at the beginning, people would underestimate what we can do, including us. We all underestimate what we can do, and the competitions are getting harder and harder and harder. The problem means that my time is getting shorter and shorter.
What would you say is your biggest strength in climbing?
Well, my perseverance. Um, once I get set on something, I don't like to let it go until it's done. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not the best climber, but I'm pretty good, and I persevere a lot.
Do you think like the challenges that you face inspire you to work harder? Or have you ever felt defeated by any of the challenges that you've experienced?
Yeah, I do feel defeated by challenges on occasion. I'm trying to work out whether or not I want to get a power chair because I live on a big hill and I can't get up it. But I also remember that I can climb and I can do things that other people can't do. And that's really important to me. Sorry.
Adam, I've seen you climb, and I see that perseverance. I see how strong you are, and I see that you don't give up.
I'm a little less strong now because I had shoulder surgery 2 years ago. I had a partial replacement on my shoulder and the subscap tendon broke. So I have no subscap in my left arm, which means that I can't really raise my arm very well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on it a lot with the physical therapy, and I'm getting there. And I was surprised yesterday that I really felt like it could reach above my head pretty well. But at one point, my arm just said, "Nope, not gonna do it anymore. I'm tired of this," and that was it. Couldn't do it anymore. So I said, "Okay, time to leave. I'm not practicing for anything. I'm not gonna get hurt."
Yeah, it's really important to listen to your body, especially as you're recovering.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Definitely that's what I'm trying to balance between like working hard and training and understanding like when your body definitely needs rest. And it's like a hard balance to do sometimes because like sometimes you just want to go after things and get better at things, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
That's really important.
Especially with us climbers. Not only the paraclimbers, but we tend to be more driven than others.
What would you hope someone to take away from a conversation with you?
Um, you really can do this. You can do a lot more than you think you can do. I'm not always great on nuts and bolts, but I'm good at the motivation. And if you want to get motivated, I can tell you that you can do this. And if you're having trouble with it, just keep trying. You'll get it eventually. That's what I got to say.
I like that a lot, Adam.
That's all worked for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you feel like there's a divide between the able-bodied climbing community and the paraclimbing community?
There is a divide just because of our physical limitations. Our physical abilities are different than theirs, and it's tricking, I think. Ronnie Dixon did a couple of able-bodied bouldering comps, and I think Kirk Martino did as well. So it's shrinking, and they're really making an effort in USA Paraclimbing not to let there be a divide.
What do you think that gyms and able-bodied climbers can do to continue closing that gap?
Well, just take the time to get to know us. Once you know us, you know that we're not looking for handouts. We're just looking to try to do this. And we do it as best we can. And sometimes that's not definitely not the same as some able-bodied climbers, but it's our way, and we do it. We like the ACT had a saying that I still believe in: everyone can climb. Everyone can climb, and I believe that.
What kind of activities do you like to do currently outside of climbing? You talked a little
Well,
bit.
I've been kayaking with a friend of mine in Connecticut.
Cool.
That's fun. I don't do it often. I don't have my own kayak, but I do have dry back, so I'm making it.
How do you think activities like kayaking or hiking or other just general kind of cross training exercises benefit your climbing?
Well, I do cross training.
Okay.
Do that. Well, I don't do it now because the gym isn't open, but I do cross training about once a week. I used to, for about an hour at a time, and it can only help. It just gain strength, and I'm working with a coach, adaptive CrossFit, they call it, and it's great. And also, I'm the only one who shows up every week, so I get a personal coach for an hour for $25.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
No,
Cool.
You've been involved with the USA Paraclimbing community since almost the very beginning of its development. How
yeah,
have you seen the organization's goals develop and change since its inception?
wow. Um, uh, Literally, it wasn't there when I started. Just was barely there when I started, and we've gone from we've gone from getting like 4 or 5 people to comp to getting over 100 people to comp. And we still don't have the audience, but we're working on it. And the organization has been very accepting of us, USA Paraclimbing. It's been very accepting of us. They take us seriously. And I think what Maureen did with the petition really helped. They really take us seriously as basically a voting block, which is very important, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really has grown even just over the past, what, 5 years, 6 years from that first nationals tournament in 2014 to where we are now.
Yeah, I was at the first national
Mhm.
tournament, and we had maybe 20 people. I think I won the second one. No, I won two in the two. I've won two nationals as a disabled climber. That was fun. Don't really plan on winning anymore because, like I said, the competition has gotten a lot better than me. I'm 49 years old. I'm getting pretty old.
You still got plenty left.
I
Yeah.
know, I know, but I'm getting older.
What do you hope to see the future of adaptive climbing? What do you hope this looks like in the next 10 years?
I just see the sport getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't see an end to it because there are 61 billion disabled people in the United States. And not obviously not all of them are climbers, but a significant portion of them probably are.
Well, Adam, do you have any other kind of last minute thoughts or anything you'd like to share with anyone watching?
Not really, just pursue the sport. It's fun and you get a lot out of it. And if you want to keep up with me, go to my Paraclimber page on Facebook. And I know I'm a little hard to understand. So that's about it.